Hasselhoff? You were robbed. Everyone knows it. But you know what? Sitting around feeling sorry for yourself won't change anything. You gotta get back out there. You gotta show them the real Hoff.
If you can last remember back to a time, about 16 episodes ago, when Baywatch was on the pulse of everyone's must-see TV watch list on NBC. But it doesn't excuse the fact that it would go down as one of the most made fun of shows in its ever first-run syndication. That's nothing compared to its favorite mock-up pastime, Baywatch spin-off, Baywatch Nights. It was deemed orgasmic laughter even by Baywatch standards are concerned. And the brunt of that laughter was mostly the result of the most contrived and utterly ridiculous plots pulled out of David Hasselhoff's creative ass. That's right, Mitch. Part lifeguard, part PI gumshoe, who fought various supernatural things from the realm of Chris Carter's X-Files. But more on that later when I'm in a more Fowler mood, alright? But the only reason why I must raise this from the dead people is, well, sure, Mitch fighting the ghouls from Spook Central was, let's say, it was about as hard to watch him swallow burgers while wrestling a hangover, but what can I say? It's this shit from the Baywatch season and beyond that gave birth to that supernatural shit later on. A good example of this is spot on in this latest episode installment when the beaches of Baywatch are under a ghost warning.
Station identification, V94, Boston.
V94.
Welcome to the big show. Nothing tastes as good as skinny.
Hey Edgar, where you been? I'm on time and don't call me that.
He mentions he saw a woman in a nightgown on the beach who just went poof.
I saw this chick in a nightgown running through the surf.
Uh-huh.
A long white nightgown, kind of an old-fashioned type.
You try and find out what you were scared of.
Well, I was going to, but by the time I went in for my rescue can, she just disappeared into thin air.
Please, I have no time for your bullshit. Yeah, that's right, Kirby. You know, the skinny kid when the class was studying skeletons. Well, his loss really sets the team back.
You goofball, man. He didn't deserve it.
Eddie, I heard. I'm sorry. Your fault. Please don't blame yourself.
I still should have called it in sooner.
Eddie, there's got to be some explanation. He knew that stretch of the beach was dangerous.
Oh, come off it. He was too anorexic. Not even automatic doors wouldn't pick him up.
He was acting a little weird.
I mean, he was the invisible man. He might as well have been called Screech Powers.
Well, he was hallucinating.
But Eddie, however, recalls the story Kirby told him about this mysterious woman in a nightgown whom stood on the ledge, whom was last seen, about 10 to 12 years ago, because other eyewitnesses say that they too saw a woman in a long nightgown.
Mitch, you remember about 10, 12 years ago, there was this other lifeguard who drowned. I mean, he'd been talking about seeing some girl who was running along the beach in a long white nightgown.
Yeah, okay, I think the script needs to go see the doctor because it needs a booster shot of Sense and Sensibility.
Strange coincidence, huh?
The new all-hit C94. Well, you heard Karen Blake out at GTE Products Company in Denver serving them free lunch today. You can do the same. Just send your name and how many people are in your office to free lunch on the job. C94 441.
We're greeted by Eddie having a New Kids on the Block moment.
We've been together for a long time, baby. Do you have to leave? I just can't live without you. So listen to me.
Holding Kirby's broomstick singing, "Please don't go, bro." What a productive day.
The new all-hit C94. Eddie Money making a great comeback this year. I Want to Go Back. Harry Nelson with you at 119. Another 30-minute Z free flight of back-to-back hits on the way. Let's see what we got going here.
Strangely enough, no one believes Eddie's paranormal encounter.
Coroner's report is very clear. Death by drowning. Apparently there was no other physical condition that might have contributed.
Yeah, aren't we feeling a little dead inside?
I saw her myself last night when I was locking up.
What do you mean, you think you saw her?
No, I know I saw her.
Yeah, I think I just heard Baywatch's hourly rating drop.
She was wearing a white gown, just like Kirby described.
Eddie, the light's pretty tricky at sunset. I mean, there were a lot of other lifeguards on duty out there. If she was real, I think one of them would have seen her.
You're right, I'm crazy.
B94, Beat Music.
Yeah, Baywatch. Yeah, this montage. Talk about woof. Yeah, make sure my sensitive dad doesn't find out with this adorable lassie moment of a montage. He can't stand adorable dogs that are meant to make you feel as about as low as a dog. Still, Mitch agrees to let this friend and Fido stay for the night at Hotel Dog. The coolest thing you've ever seen.
They're gonna put Rocky to sleep. Your folks? They can't find anybody to take him. I heard them talking. They don't know I know.
I guess it'd be okay for you to stay, but I'll have to call my dad.
Now all he has to do is to keep his dad from knowing anything afoul is going on.
He just called my mother. Please, Hobie, you said you'd be my friend. In the closet, hurry!
Meanwhile, Mitch has got that look as if they're all out of treats.
What was that?
It was me.
Hobie might be sneaky, but let's not forget Mitch is a future PI.
You, practicing to be a dog?
Yeah. Not bad, huh?
Downstairs.
They say men are like dogs. They're excited to see you and have no clue what you're mad about.
Nobody plays more hits than the new all-hit Z94. Harry Nelson in the middle of another 30-minute Z free flight of back-to-back music.
Meanwhile, back at the beach, Eddie is out on a soul-seeking stroll through the beach to let everyone know what our favorite little baby has been booing about.
Let me love you, wanna love you down.
Oh yeah, let's get sheet-faced.
Wait!
Like Phil Collins sang, Eddie, throwing it all away. You're throwing it all away. Don't you understand, Eddie? She doesn't want to be scared with your horrifying answers.
The new all-hit C94 and Harry Nelson in for Tom Jeffries. John Willis starts the Warner Brothers weekend at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Any album, any cassette, any compact disc on Warner Brothers records and tapes. Yours for free and a chance to go backstage and meet Chicago. All from Z94.
Well, we don't get your ghost, Eddie, but Gina might have found something that might shed some light on Eddie's ghost theory. When she spots a 1920s painting in a thrift shop whose positive idea of the woman on the beach matches that of the same woman found in the painting.
Told him that you loved him so and turn around, let him go. Then he said you better watch your step or you're gonna get hurt yourself. Someone's gonna tell you lies.
You never ignore a coincidence, unless of course you're busy.
That's her. That's the same girl.
So Gina and Craig are then out to track the original artist of the painting.
Can't be. Look, this is painted in 1923.
Just go with the obvious people.
Look, I know this is weird, but I'm not going to take this thing seriously and make it even weirder. How'd you find this guy?
Well, Escudero's a pretty unusual name. I checked out the phone book. I got lucky.
So according to the artist, he mentions he was inspired to draw it just because of a backstory in which a lighthouse many years ago burns down and a family actually died inside, and the only known survivor was a daughter who would then go on to suffer from severe mental problems.
I don't think she was ever right.
What about the wife?
Melora, she was never found. It is said she set the fire and eloped with a lover.
Well, now I'm believing if this coincidence is just God's cute way of having the plot of this ghost remain strictly anonymous.
It was a very dramatic story, the sort around which legends often grow.
The switch is on to the new all-hit Z94.
Oh boy. Bravo to Baywatch's part-time editor here, who was so kindly to briefly edit this montage featuring the total eclipse of the Yeti.
You're never coming around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears. Turn around.
So Eddie takes a print right out of the painting and heads up to the cliffs and tries to free the ghost woman from the bondage of her tortured mind.
Every now and then I'm full of pride, and I need you now tonight, and I need you more than ever. And if you hold me tight, we'll be holding on forever, and we'll only be making it right, 'cause we'll never be wrong. Together we can take it to the end of the line. Love is like a shadow on me all of the time.
Sadly, Shawnee and Craig are too late and retrieve Eddie from the oceans of the deaf, where he brings up what just so happens to be...
What did you see?
Sorry.
Oh, you wouldn't understand.
Damn it, Lonnie.
What are you talking about? Who's Lonnie?
Something never mentioned and never brought up again in Baywatch in terms of his character, where he saw visions of his own dead sister, who drowned in a pool, all because Eddie couldn't learn to swim.
I couldn't swim. Damn.
You gotta be shitting me. Millions of ad dollars blown on one episode, and they give us a wiffle ball of a revelation?
Through a fractal on a breaking wall, I see you, my friend, and touch your face again. Miracles will happen as we drift. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No, we're never gonna survive unless we are a little.
So there was never a woman in distress. Never a woman depicted in a painting. But just the mental breakdown of our unstable woman Eddie, lamenting the tragic loss of his sister? Ha! Baywatch mindfucked you. But then again, we do find out that there was a woman after all that needed saving, but died too soon. I guess the script is batting 3 for 3 for fucking with us. So if that is not enough to get the script tied up in a noose, we find out that it was their daughter whose family died in the fire that recently escaped from a mental institution, who bared no resemblance nor tie-in to the young woman we saw earlier.
Lady has been in and out of institutions most of her life.
Their only defense is that the ghost of her mother possessed her, but doesn't tie into how Eddie could hear the foghorns.
There was no old lady that climbed up that cliff.
So the only thing that makes sense to me is that Eddie made it up so Baywatch could have a pitter-patter hour revolving around our sensitive one who makes up wild stories and bullshit because our little man-child just isn't getting enough screen attention.
What about Kirby?
I don't know. Maybe he saw the old lady running through the surf, and as eager as he was, he got a little careless.
I heard a foghorn.
Maybe. Maybe he was just a ship in the channel that night. I don't know about that one.
Well, just someone stuff a tampon in his mouth and keep him quiet for once? So being fucked out of any logical answers here, people, I'm just gonna say it was quite the screamed and mind fuck shocker.
From Alora?
And Lonnie? And Kirby? It's not much of a memorial service.
It's a nice way to say goodbye. I've missed you.
I love you